Hey everyone, welcome to It Takes One to Know One. I got a little political last time, and I don't know if that's really what I want this channel to be about. And I kind of thought I should probably make fun a little bit of my life. That might be a way to go, and people might want to hear it, or they might not, who knows. But I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and anybody that's grown up in those times knows that it was kind of a weird time to be alive, you know. They didn't have all the technology and awesome stuff that they have nowadays, but we did have our things that we enjoyed doing. Like, I used to smoke a lot of weed, and I had a group of friends, of course, that were all potheads, and we called ourselves the Coffee Club. And what we would do if somebody had weed or anything, they'd call you up or you'd call them up and it'd be like, hey, you got some coffee? Be like, yeah, come on over and drink some. Which means that they had weed and you go over and smoke and get stoned and have a good time. And, or if they were out, it's like, oh no, I got to run to the store and get some. It's like, oh, that's cool, you know. However it went. But then you reflect upon some of the friends you had in the circle, and you always had that one that seemed to always have weed, and it was always, better stuff than anybody else had, or better than anything that you could get. And but yet, the friend that would have this weed would be the person you'd probably not want to really hang out with, but because they had the best weed, you'd hang out with them. Yeah. Anyways, this friend called me one day and he's like, yeah, I got some coffee, man. Come on over and have some. I'm like, okay, cool, man. I'll be right over. And I get over there and he answers the door and he's like walking all bow-legged, like he's in pain and stuff, down in his crotch. I'm like, what the hell? And I ask him, I'm like, well, what's going on with you? He's like, oh, I'm either allergic to peanut butter or saliva. I don't know which one, but if I don't clear up in a couple of days, I'm going to go see a doctor. I'm like, all right, ate bad peanut butter or whatever. So we wander through his house, and go sit down where we'd sit around and smoke. And he's like messing around a minute, and his dog comes in, not a bad looking dog for what a little dog is. And he's like petting it and it's getting all excited to see him. And he's like, oh, didn't you get enough last night, you little bitch? Didn't you get enough? I'm like, okay, whatever. What are you talking about? Then the dog comes over to me and, I'm starting to pay attention to it. And I notice like little crusty mats in its fur. And, it's like, oh, what's that on your snout, puppy? What's that? And I look at it and it's peanut butter. My mind is like finally putting like two to two together. I'm like, what? You know, and I'm just about to make an excuse to leave because I've just put two and two together that my friend is having some strange sexual deal with his dog. I'm like, what the fuck? You know? And then next thing you know, as it's about to come out my mouth that an excuse to leave, he's like, well, time to get high, brings out the bong and shit. Next thing you know, I'm like one of these kids that can't believe that Donald Trump just got elected president. I'm like, no. And I'm trying not to show the guy that I'm like panicking in my mind. I'm like, no. Oh. It's like the craziest thing. And then my mind just starts racing and wandering, you know. He's over there packing a bong, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, did he wash his hands? Am I gonna get a rash around my lips? What the fuck's gonna go on? You know, and then it just keeps my mind racing about what's going on. And then it brings up another friend on another scale. You know, if I get a rash on my lips, I mean, like AIDS isn't like funny by no means, and it never has been. But back in my day, you know, you didn't know where you got it. They thought you were, you know, you sat on a toilet seat. Next thing you know, you have AIDS, and all I knew was you caught it, got sick, and died. So you didn't want to be associated with it. So I'm thinking I'm going to have this rash on my lip and go to school, and then have another friend of mine, which is like a real fucking dick, you know, look like, oh, look, Jerry's got AIDS on his lips, girls. You know, and them being like ill and like going away, you know. Next thing I know, the rash goes away, and I got to, you know, go over 3 towns over to have a girl even talk to me. And that girl's like, what back in my day would call, at least you're getting laid, you know. At least you're getting laid, girl, you know. She's the type of girl that your friends would pick on right to your face with her there with you, you know. And you have that dick friend come up and say, "Oh, I'm sorry I said that you had AIDS." It's like, you know, and he knows you're fucking pissed, and she's fucking pissed because she's listening to the shit. It's like, and you can like, you know, if you ever had a girl pissed that you could feel her being pissed, it's like, you know what I'm talking about. You can just feel the vibe that she's pissed. It's like, oh my. But the dick friend is also that friend that like knows what you're gonna say or think, even if you don't say it. And you like look at him. It's like, yeah, look at her. Look at her. This is what you have resorted my life to. Yeah, she has a unibrow. Yeah, she has a smile that would skip and zip stop a fucking record. You know, it's like, and then it like makes your thought drift off to another thought about you and her sitting in your bedroom, got a record playing on the record player, you know, and all of a sudden she smiles, it zips and scratches across there. You're looking at the record player like, what the fuck? Look at her. It's like, bitch, you owe me some Bon Jovi. What the fuck? You know, and you sit there and you're pondering why you haven't replaced all your albums with cassette tape. And then you go back to the main thought of you bitching in your mind about how ugly this girl is and that she like walks with a limp, but you think that's kind of sexy for some reason, you know, and next thing you know, she's like limping off as fast as she can because she's pissed, you know. She's like walking so hard you can hear the flip-flops like stomping, you know. And if you've ever, you know, heard like angry flip-flop, you never forget that shit your whole fucking life. It was terrible, and you're just standing there like debating on like running after her. Oh, hey, he's only joking. Come on now. You know. But then you just look at your friend. It's like, ah, you're such a fucking dick. You know, what the fuck? You know, it's crazy. You know, and then just I snap back to reality and like blow out that first fucking bong hit of the day. You know, it's like, and you just kick back and settle back, and it's like you still don't know what you're gonna do about your friend and his strange obsession with having sex with his dog, but you know, after that first bong hit sets in, you just literally don't give a shit anymore. So, you know, oh, the terrible thoughts that go through someone's mind. That's fucked up. But yeah, but sometimes that's life, you know. You always have that one friend that should be committed, and you don't know what the fuck the deal is with them and why they do the shit they do, and but there's something that always keeps drawing you back there to hang out with him, and unfortunately he's the kid with like the best weed, and then you always have that friend that's a fucking dick that always seems to get you somehow, get you in a bad joke or get you in a bad way or pisses your girlfriend off or, you know, everyone has these two type of friends. I mean, I won't name names to protect the innocent, but my life and my imagination is quite a wild ride in my youth. Alright, well, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you subscribe to my channel and don't let my last rant scare you away. I'd like to make more of these videos, especially of the strange things that possibly occurred in my life. If you like this video, thumbs up. If you don't like this video, well, just leave it alone, but certainly give me a chance and certainly please subscribe. Love ya. I'm out of here. Bye.